So Temba agrees to an interview, and he makes all promises that he'll be on the interview. And when the interview is about to happen, Temba is nowhere to be found. That's tonight's joke. Good evening, and welcome to Talk with Rams Live. I could have sent a short message and canceled this broadcast, but I decided tonight I'm not doing that. It would have been 2 Thursdays back to back that I canceled the show because the guest did not show up on us. But I thought maybe I should have a chat with you. Maybe you will help me understand and maybe even guide me about what we could do better or different, because maybe this doesn't work. But let me tell you a few things that you need to understand. So we have done a bit of research and we found that the overwhelming majority of people who follow this show are young people between the ages of 24 and 30 or 31, thereabouts. Therefore, deliberately thought, part of the content should be not only about them, but showcasing them. So when it comes to the feature game changer, I decided I want to do young people. I want to showcase people in that age group who are doing amazing work, because I think it's only fair. But also because I truly believe that we should give young people the platforms that they deserve, especially if they're in small business. I started my own business late, not as some of these guys. When I started my first business, I was 27 years of age. The guest I was going to have tonight is only 22 years of age, still a student, by the way, but already I started a business that's doing amazing work. There is no amount of marketing that he doesn't need. He needs all of it to get to the next level. And I thought I'd give him this platform. The reason I do this is not only to celebrate their work, but once we know about their work, I then try to hook them up with people who can help them, either for funding or coaching, to get the business to the next level, because it's just my passion. I believe in small business and entrepreneurship. But then what do I do when I have a confirmation from somebody? Not through Grapevine. I speak to him directly. I produce the show. It's not like I can't blame a producer. I self-produce this show. In the morning, I create a poster promo that goes out around midday. Freddie, the technical producer, produces a video that goes out around afternoon at about 3 o'clock. And at about 6:30, we then do a live promo. So we do 3 promos of everyday's show, because we've got a confirmed guest to do so. And when the guest does not come on, when they then go AWOL on us, it bothers me. I could write it off once, maybe twice, but this is getting to be something else. It's starting to worry me. This young man I was going to speak to tonight, Colin, he runs a business called Cloud Deliveries. Colin Mkosi is 22 years of age. He's young, and maybe that's where the problem is, but I want you to make me understand. I don't want to speak like a grumpy old man. He's young, but he's done something amazing. I saw his business. I got so excited. I got excited on 2 levels, on the basis of this show, but also on the basis of my foundation that I run. And I decided I imposed it on the board that we need to support his business and raise funds for him to get it to at least function much better as it grows. I speak to him at about just before 6 o'clock, and I say, 6:30, I need you to connect with us to do a test run. He says, cool, I shall see you at 6:30. At 6:30, I connect. I try to speak to him. Well, first we connect, we wait for him. He's not connecting. Well, we do our promo. I call him. I can tell he's in a noisy area. Suddenly, he's no longer the one speaking to me on the phone. The phone is with somebody else. And Boom, I can speak to him. But I say to Fred, let's continue with the promo. Maybe we'll get him, because in that noise, somebody said, no, it was about 7. I remember even Fred saying, no, does he say he's going to be available at 7? You can still do the test at 7. But at that time, my my 27 years experience of broadcasting already told me we don't have him. I said to Freddie, let's do the promo, but I don't think we got this guy. I'm smelling a rat here. So I then called at 7 o'clock again. And then he pulls out the magic that I've heard a million times. Somebody was in an accident. He had to take them to hospital. Now he can't do the interview. Oh, really? That's very interesting. That's too sudden. Yeah, but you know what it is? It's blackmail. He's doing that to blackmail me. I must feel sorry that somebody's in an accident and he's doing social responsibility to take somebody to hospital. That's blackmail. I'm not a kid. Then he says, I said to him, but can't we do it on your phone? I mean, you've got your phone. He says, no, I don't use a smartphone. Now, I don't believe this. On their very own WhatsApp page, or rather Facebook page, they say that deliveries are taken through a WhatsApp. And it is his WhatsApp that does that. So suddenly he doesn't have a smartphone. So folks, I'm not canceling and walking away. I want your help. I'm really asking for your help to tell me. And I probably will give you options. We do away with the game changer feature. We pre-record it, but if I pre-record it, then it's not going to be a live show. That that then loses the essence of what we are. We are a live show. So if we pre-record, we out. Then I have to take the whole show to YouTube, which means then I exclude all the 40,000 people on Facebook who follow the show. Or we continue to produce content that is relevant to young people, but maybe the guests are not the young people themselves. Maybe we speak to other people, produce content that is relevant to the young people that can grow them, but maybe the young people should join us when they've decided they've grown enough. I try not to be angry, but it's so frustrating. I spend the whole day producing the show. We do not make money out of the show. Freddie and I are volunteers on the show. We make no cent out of it. But our purpose is just trying to promote small business, amazing young entrepreneurs. Freddie himself is a young entrepreneur. So this is his gig to try and promote what he's trying to do and grow his brand and his profile. Now, as we speak, he's promoting a rant. That's all he's doing. He's now producing a rant of Rams talking alone, Khaningan unhappy about somebody who did not pitch. It happened with the guest last week. Another guest last week confirmed. But I also knew when I asked them to send pictures of their business and stuff like that, and the pictures were not forthcoming. And then right about, I can't remember, an hour or so before we had to go on air again, it was somebody at home not feeling well. So they had to be there. They can't be with us. I believe them. I have no reason to believe them. But what I found strange for somebody who runs a business is not to warn us earlier that this is happening. I may not make it. I had to chase before I could get the story. It doesn't smell good. So folks, I can switch off now, or I can ask you to give me advice. I can engage with you. I can ask you to participate. I can ask you to make this an open line and let's talk. Let me hear from you what you think we can do to solve this mess. But other than that, I'm honestly happy to switch off. There's golf on TV. It's Thursday. I watch golf on Thursdays. There's going to be football also. And then I'll work on producing the Monday show with an adult, Dr. T, who I know will be there. He will send me the script on Sunday. He will send a promo, his own video promo. I know I'll do a show with Zara, who will promote her own show on her own website, do a video, make sure she's here, having prepared herself. But then I'll be accused like everybody else that, yeah, but you guys are doing nothing for young people. we are never featured and stuff like that. Because even when I go to the NYDA, the CEO is not a young person. So what do I do with young people? I'd like to be advised again, because I suspect I'm just a grumpy old man. You know, what do we do? Let me know. Give me advice. I'll take a sip of coffee while you're thinking. Should have been a sip of wine, actually, come to think of it. There are many people. So I've got a feature called the Quickie. Up and coming young people, small businesses that need a bit of promotion and stuff like that. But on the Quickie, I've had people who have done something exceptional. I can take them to Game Changer and give them more time, a full show on their own. I mean, the young lady, Lebo Masheho, that I spoke to on Tuesday on the Quickie, she could have been an amazing guest for the Game Changer. But she belongs to the Quickie because that's how we've structured the show. And I can tell you that Colin Mkosi also belongs to the Quickie, but I still believe his story has something that says, no, but this fellow has to be a game changer. So I don't know. So we can pre-record so that then there is no disappointments. I can record 30 of them on one Sunday. That saves my life. Then I've got 30 shows going ahead. I can have lots of wine while the show goes ahead. But then the show is not live. You're not going to get it live, which means you can miss it, because I think it becomes an appointment. We now have an appointment for 7:30. If it's not live, it becomes a problem. Even if we load it at 7:30, it's not a live show. You don't get a notification for a live show. It becomes a problem. What say you? So we pre-record, we drop the feature altogether. We quarantine young people only to the Quickie, and they don't come in anymore on other features, and the Game Changer can become serious people, even if their content could be benefiting young people. Or, yeah, maybe some other suggestion. I'm not thinking hard now. So let me hear. There are views already coming in. Bongi Kele, hello, my darling. She says, this is so disappointing. This makes youth look unreliable. I can't remember the person, Bongi, but I remember a quote that I learned many years ago that went, youth is wasted on the young. I was reminded of that quote today. It is wasted on the young. When I was that age, if I had these opportunities, I would have milked them dry. Did not have them. I still hustled, still got my business going, and here I am still standing. Now I'm trying to pay forward, and I get this. So Nimukwena says, you're a godsend. Thanks for being there for us. And I'll always be here, mate, but I just need to find a better way of doing it, because I don't want to do something that people don't. Maybe I'm forcing something on people that people don't want this. Maybe I'm forcing a product that is not necessary to the people I'm trying to talk to. Charles Muzwake Mahlangu says, let him not waste your time. He's missing an opportunity to promote his business. And I mean, Charles, even more than that, those who also follow me personally will also know that I've been the whole week, I've been on radio and on my social media pages promoting that my foundation is raising money for this young man's business. Now I'm using charity money to support a private business. That's actually, the law could actually find me wanting there, but I can always use another excuse for that. And then he does this. I mean, please, folks, it can't make sense. I don't know, it doesn't make sense. Crystal Mbata, Crystal, who works with me, who was the first person to make contact with Colin, and who was battling to find him the whole day until we finally found him, writes and says, perhaps broaden the spectrum and have older entrepreneurs. I agree, Crystal, and I have older entrepreneurs. They still make the majority of the people we speak to. But I believe if your followers are young, it's also fair for them to see people who look like them. One of the successes in my time, when I remember, of the newspaper called the Sowetan was that the Sowetan showed stories of people that looked like the readers of the Sowetan. You know, there's an old adage that says, if you want to hide something from a black person, put it in a book. Somebody said, until you put black people in the book, then they will read about themselves. Part of the reason we did not read is that the books were not about us. The reason why 10 million people watch Generations, what is it called? That soapy. I think it's Generations. Yeah, I think it's Generations. The reason 10 million people would watch it on any given day is because it had people that look like them on screen. So I think it's also fair that we should have people who look like the content we provide. It won't be fair that I speak to people my age, people as accomplished as me, and these young people don't see themselves. It's not fair. You know, given Nalana says I must make it an open line. The problem with an open line on this kind of platform is that then I'm going to speak. You have to write, and I have to read your open line. Is nice on radio. You can call, and I can hear your voice, and we can engage a bit. The problem with an open line on this kind of medium is that all you can do is to quick type your comment, and I have to read it back. And I'm not sure whether you can engage me back. And sometimes even if you engage me back, I only see it once I've logged off. It becomes a bit of a challenge. But I feel you. I really would like to make it an open line of some sorts. One of the things that Freddie and I had been toying around with is to have one feature a week like this, where I talk about issues that are closer to my heart, although they're related to entrepreneurship, engage you, then I can get your views and we talk about it. I can challenge you on some of the views I hold strongly about, or the views that are held strongly by you, and we can have a conversation. And maybe that's how we should use this feature. I have no clue. But one thing I decided is that tonight I am not switching off and saying, sorry, there's no show. Hey, I have no sidekick to take out because my bank book dropped me. No. I decided I'm gonna go to the movies alone, with or without my bank book. But maybe you know other people who deserve this platform who will not do this to us. Maybe they deserve this. I can't punish. There should be hundreds of thousands of other people who deserve not to be punished because of two people who decide to be errant, to be bad kids. I need a sip of coffee again. It's getting cold. Charles is back. He says, I have a young lady called Sihle Lee Carter on Facebook. She's a makeup artist and she would love to have this opportunity. You can look at her profile on Facebook. I sure will, mate. And I can almost guarantee you now that we will feature her on the Quickie soonest. And I hope that she's coming back onto business now that there's lockdown. What do they call it? Extra. What do they call this new lockdown where now more people can do other stuff that they have not been able to do? I certainly will contact Sihle and we'll make sure that she gets this opportunity. So I've raved, I've rented, I've heard your views. I'm going to have to workshop them more. And well, mostly with Freddie because we do this show together. It's our reputation. This is when I envy Freddie. At least he's faceless. Nobody gets to see him disappointed. He works in the background and I can see him as I do the show and he laughs at me from time to time. I envy him now. I wish I was faceless. I wish this was radio. On radio, I could rent and you guys could not see me. I mean, including, a whole lot of guys who says, I've listened to you for 10 years. I never knew how you looked like. Now you know how I look like. I don't know. I'm going to take one last comment from somebody as mature as myself, good friend of mine, special friend of mine, need I add. Nyeleti Makazi. She says, if the young man is wise, he will apologize and beg you for a slot. Continue doing this and don't doubt your approach. See, the older we get, the smarter and wiser we do get. I think so. This feature is important. This feature is very, very critical. If you think about everything that's happening in this world, Black Lives Matter, gender-based violence, hatred, hunger, poverty, This feature is important because it says we need to celebrate people who are doing well. Not everything is not working. So we can't drop it because once in a while somebody does not appreciate it. So thanks, my friend. It's going absolutely nowhere, this feature. But I may have to ring fence it into some pre-recorded thing. But as I say, once it's pre-recorded, guys, a lot of people are going to lose out on the content. And I don't want that to happen at the same time. So give me a bit of chance, a bit of time for me to workshop it a bit. Tsepo Mokoto says, first time logging on, what's going on here? An entrepreneur that didn't come for an interview. Exactly, Tsepo, that's what's going on. Again, I forgive him. He's only 22 years of age, which makes him great and very careless. At 22, many of us don't even know what we're going to do. This guy's already running an amazing business, very innovative. But again, he's 22. He gets reckless. And I won't even punish him. You know, if he comes back, we will give him this opportunity. But damn it, yeah, he's just messed us up. I mean, I have never seen so many people excited about an interview coming like today. People were spreading the news, telling everyone to come and listen to this young man. I'm gonna stop now, guys. I think it's only fair. I used to do this very well on radio. We were allowed to rant on radio. I used to work for 702. Let me tell you this story. It's a very nice story. You're gonna love it. So I worked on 702 and I did talk at 9. And the first hour was the open line. And it was not abnormal to speak alone for, say, 7 minutes or so before the calls come in. So of course we know we are trained to bring in issues to make people call in quickly and engage us. But this one day, I spoke. I read every newspaper. I like looked at every feature. I tried to introduce this. I tried everything. I looked at the clock. It was 17 minutes after 9. I had been talking alone. Now this is talk radio. I can't just throw in a song there. You know, at Metro I could get along with that matter. At Metro I could play the bad music. At 702 there's not even bad music. So I can't do that. I had to prat. Hey man, then I knew there was a God somewhere. Ne? I looked up the screen, the television screen in the studio, and CNN had a story. Michael Jackson dies. Oh, I thought, Mudimunzwela guy. And Rams went. I almost got into trouble for this. I said, breaking news. Michael Jackson just died. Born a black man, died a white woman. And the lines went red. And it was an open line for 3 hours. I never got to do the other features because I just said Michael Jackson was born a black man and he died a white woman. But Michael Jackson's death was my savior. Lifula Hailam Pidisa that night. So I don't think anybody else is going to die tonight so that we can have a show and for me to talk for 3 hours. I'm not even in the mood to do so. I had an obligation to do that at 702. The show was for 3 hours. I had to speak until something happened. I mean, the punishment would have also been, and it has happened to me again twice when on radio, the rule is that the presenter after you, if they have not arrived, you continue until they have arrived. So I got a call from the presenter or the producer of the presenter who came after me on 702 and said, we can't find him. We think he's on his way, but you have to continue. When I left the studio at 1 a.m., I wanted to commit suicide because the guy only arrived at 1 a.m. and not particularly sober. So on that note, maybe I should not be sober tonight. But the game changers shall stay. We shall find people doing amazing stuff. We shall profile them here. And hopefully we shall link them up with people who will take them to the next level, because that's all I'm interested in, is to give people an opportunity to grow. The growth that many of us were denied, many of you are denied, I want to make it possible for a lot of people who come through this platform. Some of the guests I interview here have amazing opportunities for the people who also come onto the show. So behind the scenes, I connect people because I think it's the right thing to do. I do not know who would have seen Colin's story tonight and call me to say, I want to talk to that young man. We want to help him with this or that. He's not there. You can't eat the food when you're not in the room. He's missing out. Nick Tipe, Nick, I'm going to get a sponsor who's just going to give you something for being the one loyal guy who's on the show every night, like maybe a pizza or something every night you come in. But yeah, Nick says, I hope my brother learns from this kind of unprofessional and disrespect to us viewers. Exactly, Nick. For me, it's not even about me. It's about you guys who then make an appointment to join me tonight and somebody disrespects you like this. It is sad because he is disrespecting you guys. I'll survive. I'll go get another guest. I've done it for 27 years. Content comes to me. I've built a network and a good repertoire and rather that reputation so that people come to me and say, could we be on the show? And I don't want somebody who missed the opportunity not to get it again. But when they do this, okay, guys. One or two. Kanye Saktagiso says, thank God no one is dying today. Thank God, mate. I hope nobody is dying today. Lerato Shokani says, Dumela, Rams, Dumela to you too, my dear. Thank you very much for joining. So, guys, I'm going to sign off before Michael Jackson rises from the dead. I don't trust that guy. So let me sign off. Let me thank you for listening to my rant. We will be back on Monday with Dr. T. We'll continue with all other features. And hopefully next week, we will have a game changer who will honor the appointment. I wish you a very warm night. I have to apologize to Freddie to produce a show of just looking at my ugly face. I owe you a drink, mate. We shall fix it soon. But from me, Rams Mabote, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for your comments. Thank you very much for engaging me. Good night and God bless.